everyone. Welcome to Heart Center Tarot. As always, my name is Marina and I will be your guide for this portion of the journey. And for the very first time, help me welcome to the channel Bobby of Bobby Fierro Tarot. Hello,
Mm.
Bobby.
How you doing, Marina? Nice to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
You're more than welcome. I'm doing great. Really, all things being equal, I'm doing great. Love it. Love it. So um, I am really excited to have you on here. I think I've watched some of your videos and know
Very interesting.
a little bit about you. But you know what? This is I love to have new people on the show to introduce them to everyone so that, they can get to know you, that they can go over to your channel, like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to do that, folks. I'm going to remind you several times to, to do that. And Gary and David of Twin Tarot, nice to see you here. Laura Hammond Davis, Sunflower Down Under. We've got They Are Narcissus, Marby Gangora. Hello, Marby. She is one of our moderators and a darn fine one at that. And Denise is here. So
Hi,
thank you for
Denise.
joining us. Suzanne Fortier. Hello, Joyful Journey. Artist Liz. Yeah, the notices just went out, so we're going to start seeing people coming in. So that is fabulous. That is
Yeah, and
fabulous.
I have this streaming to my channel too, so we may
Good.
get a couple people from there popping in.
Absolutely. That is wonderful. That's how we grow this community. That's how we get to know each other, right?
Hey, Joyful, how you doing, boo?
Yeah. And Becky Stone and artist Liz. Did I say hi to artist Liz? Well, if I haven't, I'm
Nice.
saying hi now. So, all right. First time on the channel. So this is your opportunity to introduce yourself to the folks. Let them know a
Uh,
little bit about who you are, what you do.
Hello, folks. My name is Bobby, and with Robert Fierro Tarot, I've been reading cards. Well, I picked up my first deck when I was 15. I'm 55 now. Um,
It's
My
been a
mom
minute.
was a witch, so she was very open to me reading tarot cards. We grew up with people walking around the house in cloaks and robes, and
Right.
um, I was lucky enough as a teenager. I went to school in Claremont, California. They had a class called Unexplained Phenomena,
Oh,
and what that entailed was we sat around and watched scary movies like The Keep, The Exorcist, and then discussed it. And then we would read each other's tarot cards and learn all about that. So that was a great class. I love that class. Um, I have a muggle career that I retired from, as I call it. I was a hairstylist and a nail tech for a very long time. Uh,
hey, Viviani.
I started reading professionally and taking paying clients when I was 22. I think it was 22, early 20s.
Yeah.
And I was arrogant. Marina and I were talking about this beforehand. I'm a Leo. I'm designed to stand out. You take me anywhere, and I'll be the one running around going hello, getting everybody's attention.
Yep.
So when I discovered I could make use of my gifts to pull in a little coin,
Yeah.
I went to work at a shop in Central California. Worked there for several months, and then one day I had a client come in who asked about her husband, and it was like, "Okay, what do you want to know?" She says, "Well, he hasn't been home in 3 days, and I wouldn't want to know if he's okay or if he's alive or if he's dead." She was Hispanic, and the language barrier was there, so she was very blunt. Is he alive? Is he dead?
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, and I was thinking, oh shit. What? You want me? What?
Yeah.
But I was young and arrogant and wanted to see. So I was like, let's do the reading. And I did, and that I saw in those cards, even as a young man, told me it wasn't good, culminating in the Ten of Swords.
Mm.
Um, but when I saw the Ten of Swords, I'm not just a tarot card reader. I am an empath. I am psychic, and at times precog. But I saw that card in it. It like rang a bell, and it wasn't the meaning of the card I saw. It was the picture of him laying dead near the water. And I told her, look, I don't know how to tell you what I'm seeing. She said, just be honest, just say it. I said, all right, fine. I'm seeing this is him lying near a body of water, and all of these swords are sticking in him. And that's what I told her. She's all right, thank you. I appreciate it. And she left, and I told the store owner, I can't believe I had to do that. I can't believe I did that. And
Yeah.
I was tripping out. And she says, well, look at the bright side. You probably never have to deal with her again. And I was like, well, I don't know if that's the bright side, but okay. Um, so I'm thinking I never have to deal with her again. 2 days later, or the next day, I can't remember, she came back into the shop and says, I just wanted to tell you. We found my husband. He was laying in the canal and he had been stabbed repeatedly.
Oh,
And I
wow.
said, okay, thank you very much for telling me. I appreciate it. And she left. I turned around, I looked at the store owner, I said, bye. And I grabbed my tarot cards and I walked out the door because I realized I wasn't prepared to deal with certain situations.
Yeah.
I was not mature enough to handle certain topics at that point. When you're in your early 20s, you can't do caca.
Yeah.
Um, what's
Yeah.
that saying? You wonder why we get nervous to repeat.
There's personal
Yes,
reading.
some topics now I know I would have handled that reading completely different. I either would have
Of
said
course.
nope or rewarded it or something,
Yes.
but it was a life lesson. And I
Absolutely.
realized because my mom told me if you're going to do that, know if you're doing a good job or know if you're not. No tease tongue, know thyself. Um,
Yeah.
and I agreed, and I realized I didn't, so I had to pull back and just did it for friends on the side for several years. Um, Became a nail tech, became a hairstylist, um, read tarot for my clients in the salon,
Yeah.
and then when um, in 2016 I had brain surgery
Oh,
out in Arizona here, where I'm at. I'm between Tucson and Tombstone. We have something called valley fever in the ground. I don't know if anybody knows what that is. Coccidioidomycosis. It's a fungal spore that's in the ground. Most
oh,
people with healthy immune systems get the flu 24 hours and they're over it, done. People like me with no immune system, 1% of the population, it's fatal to.
oh, wow.
Uh, Artist Liz says she's heard of it.
Yes.
Uh, it really attacked my system. It gave me lesions in my lungs and a lesion on the back of my brain, on the cerebellum.
Oh, my God. Oh,
So I had to have brain surgery to remove it. They removed most of it, but it left my hands with tremors and it weakened my muscles throughout my body, so I can't stand for very long.
mhm.
Um, Everything I was wrapped up in being a hairstylist and a nail tech. Everything. That was my identity. I lived, ate, breathed
Yes.
because I needed to make that money and um, take care of my family. But when I didn't have it anymore, it wasn't just the financial hit that I took. That was easy to deal with. I'm
Yes.
married, have been for 25 years, great guy. Um, I had to deal with not having the same identity anymore. I didn't
Yes.
know who I was. And the only
Yes.
thing I could do was grab my cards for a little clarity. And
Yeah.
my cards, this deck right here, the classic Rider Waite,
Great. Yeah.
um, this deck got me through a lot during that period.
Wow.
And on the heels of dealing with that, right when I was starting to get back into myself, COVID hit. So I got the double whammy. Oh, thank you, Denise. She says, we love Bobby.
Perfect.
The
Well, thank you, Denise.
Denise is awesome. I love when she pops in the chat. Um, so during COVID, I learned how to do a bunch of stuff as we all did. We all learned how to do crap at home. Um,
Absolutely.
one of the things I learned was artwork. I started doing resin art for fun because it made me slow down. You have
Yes.
to focus but be quick. So it's a great tool. If you guys want to really learn how to bring shit together, take up resin crafting. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Um, but the other thing was I really threw myself hard into tarot. I figured if I'm going to do this, I'm going to understand it. So I wanted to know why basically the Ten of Pentacles had the Tree of Life on it. And I dove into it. So now I teach classes on tarot and the Tree of Life, thought classes, astrology, the uh, Hebrew meanings, planetary associations, and I'm working on the runic associations. That one is not
Wow.
going well, but I'm getting there.
Perfect.
Uh, I do. I opened up a space of my own here in my town. Um, it sounds funny, but it's at a place called Manny's Market. It's an indoor farmers market, and I have a permanent stall there.
Perfect.
Um, and it's going great. I love it. I do it with two colleagues of mine, and um, I'm starting a website that is
Thank you, Suzanne.
for going to teach everything I just said: the astrology, the
Yes.
planetary, the runic, the angelic, the demonic, this, that, the other. Everything and the kitchen sink is going to be on this website. Um, it was supposed to be out a few months ago, but there's a lot to it, so my designer is having
Oh,
trouble with it. But yeah, I did show it to Gerald, and he loves what's there, so that's cool.
oh, excellent.
Um, I needed to
Excellent.
show him to say, look, it's real, I swear.
It's not just in my imagination.
I'm not making it up, I'm not.
Yeah.
Um, I
Yeah.
am,
Yeah. We, Sherry, Trancing with Spirit, and I started in November. We started the Shine Your Light event, and we thought it was going to be one single event, and it very quickly morphed into no, it's going to be a monthly thing. And
right,
one of the things that we did was we said, okay, yeah, we'll do a website. Yeah. Easier said than done because we're
right,
listen to me, we not we. Um, Sherry is doing a lot of the work on the website, and it's hard. It takes time. So even
yeah,
though there is a website called shineyourlight2025.com, it is a work in progress. So yeah,
yeah.
when you say it's not happening quickly, I totally get that.
Yeah, and I told him when we first started, I laid out everything for him. He says, lay it on me, bring it. So I did. I threw everything at him, and
Yeah.
he's very dedicated and very awesome at what he does. And he wants to make sure it's done properly.
Yes.
But the website is split into two. Mystic Turtle is his baby, and Mystic Arcana Academy in Mystic Turtle is mine. Um, so we've got the two halves of the website. And like I say, I told him when we started, this is not going to be done in your time schedule. And he said, I think at that point, 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
good luck.
yeah. And I told him, this this isn't the same as the topics you're used to dealing with. It's different. It's different. So
Yes.
now he understands what I meant because it's not cut and paste, you know.
No, no,
And
it's a lot more involved. And I think that the
yeah,
big thing is for most of us, how do you know what you don't know? You don't
yeah,
know it until you come across it. And yeah, when it comes to something like that is yeah, you come across it when you least expect it, and then you're sidelined while you're trying to figure out what to do. But
yeah. But I'm okay with the delays.
yes,
Gerald, actually, again, back to Gerald, because I was griping to him one day. It's just not happening. Why isn't it happening? And he said, because you want it to be done right. You don't want a tower moment. Take your time with it.
yes,
Um, so I
it'll
was like, okay,
happen when it's supposed to happen.
okay, yeah, I'm taking my time. I'm relaxing. This is me relaxing.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that I think that when a lot of the things when we give it over to spirit and say, okay, all right, I get it. I'm just going to be one foot in front of the other, and I'm going to do what I need to do, and I'm going to trust that you're going to put everything else together for me. Spirit doesn't let us down. Everything happens exactly when it should, when it is most beneficial, and then you can look back and go, ah, okay, I get it. I get it.
I
Why?
agree. Like the shop I have now,
Yeah.
um, I told you, well, I don't know. I'm an oracle for Hermes. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Hermes and Hecate are my deities that I work with. I was driving down the street and I felt that feeling of the oracular feeling. So I turned real quick and I drove. I was like, what the hell is down here? Nothing here. Turned. So I did it again and it led me to this store. And I walked in and I was like, what? It's a farmer's market. And I walk in and the first thing I saw, my head spun around and I saw a stall right by the other door and it was empty. And I was like, no, that's
Yes.
no. And I went up and I said, excuse me, I'm interested in looking at that room. And he says, oh, they just left today and there's people lined up for it. And there was. He says, do you want to see it? And I was like, may I? Yeah. And I looked at it and I was like, are you sure? Is this what you want me to do? I'll do it if this is it. And I talked to the guy and said, look, I do tarot. So I'm not sure if this is something that you're wanting in here.
Mm-hmm.
So he says, well, I'll talk to my wife tonight and she may call you. I said, okay, perfect. Well, his wife is from Mexico and his wife is used to the mercados out there that have psychics and card readers in them. So
Yes.
she says, do you want the place? It's yours if you want it. And I said, oh, yes, yes, let's do it. So um,
Absolutely.
when spirit leads me, I listen because it always leads me to good things, which is my point that I was trying to make with that whole big old long drawn out story.
Yeah.
Um, I I've been blessed every day with this venture. It's been going in
Yes.
the right direction, and business wise, I've gotten a lot of new
Yes.
business. Oh, artist Liz, let me tell you something. Yes, Spirit does give you that neon sign, but what's funny about it is Spirit also gave me a neon sign. Literally, the guy at the store next to us was moving out, so we got his neon sign.
Ah, perfect.
So yeah, spirit does give you a neon sign. Uh,
Absolutely.
which brings me to where I'm at now. I actually had to. I was telling Marina, I had to let go of one of the stores that I read cards at because I just can't split my attention. I'm working on an oracle deck.
Yes.
Um, I'm working on this store. I'm working on this, that, the other. I had to cut something loose, and unfortunately, that place
Yeah. That
was the one.
everything in its in its proper time. Honestly, I think that one of the best things that I ever did for myself was get out of my own way. And
You ain't kidding.
yeah, is just let it go. Get out of your own way. Stop letting, ego dictate what you're going to do. It's there to teach us lessons. That's wonderful. That's fabulous. And it does serve a purpose. Um, but ego, you tend to lose sight of who you are if you let ego um, kind of determine everything that you do, because ego doesn't care if you're happy. It just wants to be in
No.
charge. It's like that militaristic father who, at this time in the morning, we get up and we have breakfast, and then we do this, and then we do that, and
I had one of those dads.
uh,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
exactly what it
I
was
was
like.
I was lucky I didn't, but yeah, that's another story. Life has been a lot easier, a lot more fulfilling. Yeah, when I stepped out of my own way and said, okay, my job here is to have faith and just keep going forward. And it is amazing how many times things have worked out exactly the way that they should have. That if I had tried to make them happen, it wouldn't have gone so well. So
Here's
yeah.
the thing about that. I think a little bit of ego is great,
Mm-hmm.
but not a lot. You need a little bit of ego to get you through life. You need that Aries energy, that Leo energy, that Sagittarius energy, that fire. But too much of that, and you're a dick, is
Mm-hmm.
the
Yeah.
bottom line. And
Yes.
I think it was around 30 when I started realizing, okay, I can be the center of attention, but what am I going to do when I'm there? You know?
Yeah.
Uh, so I realized I needed to just slow down and stop trying to be everything. But I did channel that need to be seen into, I started hosting karaoke again. So
Yes.
uh, I was able to
Hi, dear.
channel
I'm here.
the Leo energy that I am in that way.
Yeah. 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 And being comfortable with that too, that um not there are those of us who really enjoy being in the limelight, and it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. Um, yeah, I know lots of people who have said, "Oh, I don't know how you can do that. I don't know how you can, you know, um, get get online and talk to different. I wouldn't know what to say." Well,
Yeah. Well, it's not
it's
us talking when we're online, though.
no, no, it's well, it's work, but it's spirit led work. It's
Yeah.
an absolute joy. I'm in my element, and I think you are too. When we do this, it's like, hey, I'm kind of a
My
big deal around
goal,
here, and I'm okay with it.
everything focuses around healing when I do my
Yes.
readings. That is the purpose, to bring healing to somebody in one way or another, or to help them get on the road to healing, to show them what their options are to heal. Um, Healing is primary. I have to tell myself before I go on air every single time, this is not about fucking you. All right? This is not you. You were here for them. So basically
Yeah.
shut the fuck up and do your job. Um, I work for the messenger God here on earth, and when I pass, I hope to be part of the divine messenger system on the other side, bringing messages to people.
Yes. Yeah.
Uh,
That's that's exactly it. I am yeah, you're right. And I've said the same thing myself. I I just deliver the message. It's not my job to interpret it. It's not my job to you know to put any kind of judgment on it. I just deliver the message. That's it. And I deliver it the way that it is given to me.
yeah,
And
I'll
yeah,
try to pat it, but
yeah, for those that it resonates with, it will resonate with you and you will get something out of it. If it doesn't resonate with you, that's okay too, because it's not meant for you. And
yeah.
that's perfectly okay. Whatever happens, yeah, it's perfectly okay. But so how do people get in touch with you if they wanted to book a reading, if they wanted to set something up?
Okay, well, I do my readings a few ways. You could do it through streaming. I send you a link with StreamYard, like we do
Mhm.
here.
Yep.
I could record it and send it to you, or we could do it on the phone. However you choose to decide, it all starts with Robert Fierro Tarot at gmail.com, 2 R's in Fierro.
There you go.
And we will book a session, find a time that's good for you,
Yes.
and that's pretty much it. It's real easy.
Yep. Hold on. Robert Fierro Tarot
Tarot. Mhm.
at gmail.com.
Gmail.com.
There
Uh-huh.
you go. Oh,
I
it's in.
do readings live, just like Marina does on my channel. I also have a segment. If you have Denise knows, Shenanigan knows, a couple others.
Yes.
I do a segment called 420 Tarot. I live in a state where it is legal. So, with preparation, mind you, it's not just me getting blasted. With preparation in my sacred space. Thank you, Heart Center, Marina. I see that.
You're welcome.
As I talk about 420 Tarot, how funny. Um,
Yes.
I create a sacred space and I put myself in a liminal headspace with
Yes.
cannabis. And I do readings that way. So you can
Yep.
subscribe to my channel and get the notification for when that pops up. I usually do that, I think, twice a month.
Perfect. Excellent. So, folks, yes, by all means, you go over to Bobby's YouTube channel. Make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Especially after we're finished with this show, leave a comment because it really does. Even if it's just a thumbs up emoji, okay, it really helps with the algorithm, and it gets us out in front of people who want to hear what it is that we have to say. They just
Yeah,
don't know where we are yet, because there are millions and millions of people in the world. And hard as it is to imagine, not all of them know who Marina and Bobby are. I'm just saying. So
that is trippy. Sometimes I think about it, like, wow, they don't know me.
I
um,
know.
and like Marina's doing now, having me on her channel, she has agreed to come on to a segment I do called Behind the Cards, where I interview people in the spiritual world who deal with tarot primarily. I've done
Mhm.
authors and deck
Yes.
creators and a lot of readers. Um, I do it based on the fool's journey. So I
Hmm.
ask 22 questions, um, starting with the fool, how did it start, ending with the
Yes.
world, with completion. And it's a great segment. I really love it. Our friend Gerald, again, he was my very first interview last year. That man has given so much of his time to help me get my channel started, and I really appreciate it.
Yes. He is extremely encouraging. And
Yeah.
yeah, one of the shining lights in this community, as is Alice Alley at Heart and Soul Connected. I have met so many people through her, and
Ramon, Moon Scarab. Oh my gosh, she is
exactly.
so sweet and so
I
his
know.
light shines so bright.
Yes. Yeah. So it is absolutely fabulous that this is a wonderful community. It's very much a needed community at the moment, because let's face it, we all, um, everyone is having their challenges, and our purpose right now is to shine the light, be the light for those who are looking around through the fog, trying to find out
Yeah,
where they need to go. And that's a
it's
good segue for me to tell you about the Shine Your Light event. The January event is going to be, on January 25th, Saturday again. It'll be on my channel, and we'll be starting at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we will be going for a little over 4 hours. And for those of you who are not familiar with what Shine Your Light is, it is our opportunity as a collective to do something. And what do? We gather, like I said, at 6:30. We'll have little introductions. Throughout the evening, we'll have guest speakers focusing on different things. It is meant to provide love, light, compassion, and unity to the world wherever it might be needed. So just before the 7 o'clock hour Eastern Standard Time, we'll do a little prayer, and we set the intention of sending out that light, love, compassion, unity anywhere it might be needed. And your quote unquote doing part is, we ask you then to turn on a porch light, put a lamp in the window, somehow shine the light. We then visit, like I say, we have guest speakers and so on. Just before 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, we repeat the process with the prayer and the intention, and we get the Central Time Zone people to join us and have them shine their light. And then we do the same thing when we hit Mountain Standard and Pacific, so that we're shining we're shining at as much of the four time zones as we can. The energy and the vibration is absolutely phenomenal. It just feels so good. There's no political talk. We don't do any readings. This is just meant to be a place to gather and to share that love, light, unity, and to spread it around the world. So, and it is, believe me, it is going to go worldwide. So we've got some special people that are going to be coming on the 25th. So you'll have to check the community, check my community page. I'll let you know who's going to be coming on, but
awesome.
it'll be fabulous. So there's that. Yes. Um, oh, and Mary Thornberry said it is great fertilizer, Marina. Yes, it is. It is, because the the more of us that gather, the more of us that put our intention into the same thing, it expands. It absolutely expands. And it does make a difference. Believe it or not, it does make a difference. So I would invite all of you to please come join us on the 25th. Um, spend a little bit of time in that energy. You never know. You might really enjoy it. And then you want to come back for the next one. So yeah,
I'm
there's that.
looking forward to it.
Yeah, perfect. Perfect. So we've done, okay, we've got a little bit of information about you. People know how to get in touch with you if they want to do
Mhm,
book themselves in for a reading. And honestly, folks, that's, yeah, both Bobby and I do private readings. There is benefit in having a private reading. What we do online is kind of like a snippet. It's like,
surface layers.
yes. It's like going into Costco and you've got the little sample tables and you get a little bite. It doesn't It doesn't tell you the whole story. It just gives you a little flavor. Um, and also too, what we do on here is sometimes, things might come up in the cards, or things we might see that are a little personal, that really,
Yes, that
yeah,
happens a lot. And you'll see if you go back and watch my videos, you see me say, I can't put you on blast with what I'm seeing.
yeah,
I'd like to talk to you in private because I'm not going to bring if I'm seeing spousal abuse or
yes,
if I'm seeing a serious medical problem. I don't really like to do medical problems, but I do work around that to
yes,
see how you will proceed.
yes.
It's difficult. Basically, I do a zodiac spread, and if Virgo shows me you're not doing real hot, I'm gonna want to talk to you in private. I'm not gonna put certain things out there in the
Yes.
general public. It's
No, because
just
it is
rude, first of
private.
all.
Yeah, it's not meant for for public consumption. So there is a lot of benefit in not only getting a reading. There's also benefit for people who want to expand their horizons to sign up for a class, take a class,
Yeah.
look into it. The more information that you have, the more knowledge that you have, the more little connections that you can make in your life, and you can say, oh, okay, you know what, I never knew that, because
Yeah.
this happened, that I, for years I took on this. I'll give you guys a quick example. For years and years and years, I had very short hair, and that was because I was told that long hair didn't suit me, that I should have short hair. I took that and made it part of who I was, part of my personality. And it wasn't until COVID hit, and I was long overdue for a haircut, that all of a sudden my hair started to go long. And one day I looked in the mirror and I went, "Hey, hey, this is this is not bad." That, I don't have little children running away from me going, "Oh, no, no." So yeah, and I realized, kind of digging into that, where that came from was, both my sister and I had long hair when we were children. When we moved to Canada, my mother took a part-time job. Doing our hair every morning was something that was difficult for her to do. So she took us for haircuts and cut our hair very short and said, "Long hair doesn't look good on you." I took that as, gospel
That
truth.
is more common than you know. I told you I was a hairstylist,
Yes.
and I've worked in salons where I've seen hairstylists tell that to people,
Yeah.
and it just breaks my soul because it's bullshit.
Yes.
Certain face shapes, yes. Certain hairstyles will look better with you.
Yes.
But the way these messages are delivered sometimes is people don't realize their words hurt. Their words become part of somebody else's catalog.
Yes.
Uh, so I try very, very, very carefully to be cautious with the words that I say, both
Yes.
in person and during readings.
Yes.
Um, it's very important. Like, for instance, and
Denise.
I
Thanks, Denise.
shit you not, this is a true story. One lady I know who very briefly worked at the store I work at or worked at that I just left, um, told her client, your husband's gonna die, so you gotta start figuring out who you're gonna date next. That is what she said to the client that was paying her money to tell her things. And it started a shit show, let me tell you, because all the readers there that heard it were like, hold on. And they went and got the owner, and they're like, we can't read with that woman.
Yeah,
No.
no,
So she got
no.
fired. But that was just somebody
Yes.
who picked up a deck and decided she wanted to read cards.
Yes.
and gave no thought to how her words were going to affect people. Okay? Our words are powerful. I'm a
Yes.
witch. I use words for magic, voce magiche. Um,
Yep.
it's devastating to some people when you deliver a bad message. So please, if you're somebody who is thinking of becoming a professional reader, learn ethics before you go into it, please.
Oh God, yes.
Roots and Waves Ange just did a 20-person panel over 2 weeks about ethics. Gerald was part of it. Were you part of that?
No.
You were okay. I was the second week with Miss Taro D and
Ah,
um,
lovely.
some others. Yeah,
Love Miss
love her.
Terry.
Ramon was on that one, but we all have our set of guidelines.
Yes.
I have an oath on my channel that I turned into a video because Gerald suggested it. Um,
Oh, that Gerald.
about my oath to Hermes. May I use my gifts wisely and in
Yes.
your service to deliver healing and help is basically what it boils down to.
Yes.
Um, and yeah, I will go after bad readers in my town.
Yes.
I'll tell people, don't go to them. Um, that lady that I just told you about is one of them. And not because I'm being mean or want the business, but because they're dangerous. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. There, yes, someone's focus on why they do certain things. And I always think that, the
Good night,
universe
Chris.
takes care of those people, that it doesn't take very long for people to recognize when someone is being genuine versus whether they are telling you what you want to hear,
Yeah.
or whether they're just kind of pulling things and hoping that something is going to
Throwing
stick.
it at the wall and hope something sticks.
Yeah, it's like, oh, okay, I'm getting a vision of a girl, or is it a boy? Young, maybe under
Young, maybe old.
could be teenager, and
Yeah.
it's that yeah,
My reading style is a little different. If I see
yeah,
something in the cards, like uh say I pull the world card,
yes,
I'm gonna ask somebody, so what I'm seeing here, based with these other cards, is you are dealing with this type of problem and you're thinking this way about it. Why are you thinking that way about it?
yeah,
I'm telling them I know that's what they're thinking. I'm not saying, are you thinking?
yes,
It's a little bit of a different thing.
yes,
And if somebody, like you say, is throwing shit at the wall, saying what sticks,
yeah,
they're bogus. They're just bogus.
absolutely, absolutely. And there, I
Yeah.
don't know about you, but I have been in situations where someone has wanted a reading and the energy is off, and I say no. Well, but
Yeah.
don't you want the money? No, no, I don't. I even
Yeah.
number of years ago, I even had someone who honestly who said to me, if you don't give me a reading right now, I'm going to kill myself, and that is going to be on your conscience. And I said, no, it won't. No, it
Yeah.
won't. That no, I'm not going to be bullied into something. If I'm not resonating with your energy, that tells me I am not the reader for you.
Yeah.
And if I go ahead and try to pretend otherwise, you're not going to get the reading that you need.
I
So,
have
yeah,
colleagues in this town that
yeah,
I work in, that, some I work with on different occasions. I do a lot of psychic fairs, so I'm
mhm,
very tied into the community.
yes,
If I have clients and in the first 30 seconds I'm talking to them, I can feel it's not right for me, but another colleague comes to mind, I'm going to say, you know what? Let me give you her card because honestly, I think you will vibe with her a lot better. Or this gentleman, he focuses on runes. Let me hook you up with him because it sounds like that's what you're interested in. Yes,
Exactly.
I want the money, but I don't need it that badly. Let me hook
Yes.
you up with somebody who can help you out. And yeah,
Yes.
there have been more than one occasions I've said, I'm not going to do that reading. I won't
Yes.
do that.
Yeah.
And I call those meatloaf readings. I'll do anything for love, but I won't do that. I'm sorry.
Yes. Exactly.
Uh,
Exactly. So
Artist
yeah,
Liz, same thing. She says
it
she's done it too.
yeah. It's
But it
yeah,
works the other
personal
way too. Those colleagues send me people because they know
yes,
I'll vibe with them where they won't. And so
yes,
we've got a nice network going here in this town, and I like it.
absolutely. And that again, it's one of the things that I really enjoy about this community is I like I like the idea that there are no queen bees, that
Mm.
all of us, I think, are
There's a
experiencing.
Godfather.
Yeah, and
We all
and
know Gerald may be the Godfather, but
oh, I think so. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
But we know ourselves enough to be honest with ourselves and to
yeah,
accept what we can and cannot do. And it nothing pleases me more than when I am able to help someone else succeed. Or
yeah,
that is that brings me a lot of personal pleasure in terms of, oh, look at you go, look what you did, this is fabulous, this is wonderful. It's not a case of, oh, wait, before I have the person on my channel, how many subscribers do they have, is there anything in it for me? Yeah, get
yeah,
out. If that's your thinking, get out. This is not the place for you. So,
yeah. I agree. I like our tribe. I love our tribe, I should say.
yes.
Um, Something you just said sparked a memory. I can't remember the sentence, how you started it off. Uh, I guess I won't remember right now.
Oh, it'll come to you. It'll come to you.
It'll come to me at the worst possible moment. Watch. Oh, okay. So we were talking about the how reading for so long wears on you.
Yes.
And like if you've done a psychic fair and you've done 14 readings at that fair, and I come home and my eyes are going in two directions, my hair's all cockeyed, and my husband's going, "What's wrong with you?" Well, he did the first time, and
Yeah.
I told him. So every time I've come home from a reading, an event like that, since he just makes me a cup of tea. That's
Yeah.
it. Um,
Yeah.
but it does wear on you. It makes you feel like an old balloon, and and
Yes.
physically, but spiritually, it makes me feel so good to know that I have helped somebody.
Yes.
Uh, and I'm not somebody who goes, we're talking about it now, but I'm not somebody who goes around saying, "Oh, I helped this person. Oh, I helped this person. Oh, I helped this person."
Yes.
Um, Psychic bear syndrome, Moira. That's right.
Yes.
Um,
Laura.
I some of the readings I do in my private practice, I told her backstage, is end of life readings. Um, and that started completely organically by accident.
Yes.
I was with a client and they had somebody who was passing. And so I helped them through that. Now that we're writing a line between counselor and psychic.
Yes.
So you
Yeah.
got to know how far to go and what you're not allowed to do. Shenanigans. Oh, you helped me, Bobby. That's right, I did. Thank you for
Beautiful.
that. I forgot all about
Beautiful.
that.
And
Um,
yes, artist Liz. Yeah.
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I couldn't do 25 at 14. I was blitzed. Oh, honey bunny. No.
Yeah.
Oh,
That that's a lot.
uh,
That's
yeah.
yeah.
So, but those end of life readings,
Mm.
people say, "Oh, I've got a guy you should talk to. Here's his number." So I get
Yeah.
that person, and then they tell somebody.
Yes.
Um, those end of life readings, you're taking somebody's when they're at their lowest. You
Hmm.
need to be respectful. You need to be respectful every time you sit down to do cards. I hate to sound preachy, but I'm very protective of my practice, my space, my clients.
Hmm.
I've had other readers. I had a lady one time with a, a longtime client of mine in the store. This lady came in and says, "Oh, I see your dead son behind you," and started going on. And it was the way she was delivering what she was saying. I finally had to step in and say, "Okay, okay, stop, stop, stop." You know, and I pulled her aside and said, "First of all, you know she's my client. What the fuck are you doing opening your
Yeah.
mouth?" Um,
Yes.
I've been
Yeah.
working with this woman for about a year, and y- y- I just the things she was saying just bothered me. So
Yeah.
I am protective of everybody, but I tell people up front, I am not a professional and I can be called to testify. So don't tell me nothing you don't want cops to know, okay? When I had my website, that was the first thing, you know.
Yeah. Absolutely. And
Uh,
you know what? Yeah, if we don't, we do need to have some kind of guidelines, some kind of boundaries that we put in place so that everyone is playing with that level playing field. We know what we can bring to the client, they know what to expect from us, and just kind of yeah, to take it from there. But it has to do with integrity. And I think
integrity,
that,
good word.
yeah, I think that yeah, spirit gives us these gifts. We have these gifts, and everybody has them. The only difference between me and Joe Blow on the street is I practice.
Yeah,
That's
we
all.
flex. That's the only
Practice.
difference.
Yeah.
And
But
because, like you
otherwise,
and I, we do it day in, day out,
yes,
we are working out. We're in that psychic gym every day. It's not that we're
absolutely.
more gifted than somebody else. It's that we have more practice. We do it more often.
Yeah,
That's the only thing.
exactly. And so, does that make me special? No, it doesn't. It doesn't set me above anyone else. Is
It doesn't set us above, but it does set us apart.
It does set us apart. Yeah,
We've
it does
put
set
the
us apart.
work in, and we should be proud of what we do.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think this is, you know what? This has just been absolutely fabulous. We're at 53 minutes. I I thought that we might have a chance to do some readings, but you know what? This has just been such a fabulous discussion that I think this is a really good thing to end it on. We could
I'm
always,
good with that.
yeah,
That's fine.
always,
For
yeah, do
Tobalist, Topaz Obelisk Hangman, Chris,
yes,
says Eye of the Tarot. Yeah, that's exactly
yeah,
what it is. We got the Eye of the Tarot. I'm gonna make a
yeah,
t-shirt.
yeah, totally, totally.
Thank you for having
So,
me on tonight. I had a
oh,
wonderful, wonderful time.
oh, good. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. I like people who, especially the first time they come to the channel. I want this to be a good experience because I do want you to come back. So if I
Absolutely.
make it fun the first time,
And
then
Marina has agreed to be on Behind the Cards, so make sure you subscribe to
yes.
my channel as I dig into her life story.
Oh, absolutely. It will be my pleasure to do that. So thank you to each and every one of you who has joined us. I hope that you found this beneficial. I hope that for those of you who didn't know Bobby before, now you know Bobby. So yeah, make sure to like, share, and subscribe on my channel. Go over to his channel, do the same thing. leave a comment after the show. And yeah, we'll definitely be doing this again. So thank you, thank you, thank you. You all take care. Bobby, it was an absolute pleasure. So just stick around and we'll set up the next
So,
one. All right.
all
Take
right.
care, all.
Bye,
See you.
everybody.
Bye.